Previously on T-Man 978.
Jason, that was cool. But I was complaining about reuse with the other Action Force figures. I can't complain about that because this is all new. Everything, all the hands.
T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978. Thanks to Amazon, because that's where I bought this from. We're going to be taking a look at GIJOE Classified Series number 135. Cobra, Dreadnok, Road Pig, and Rawkus. Road Pig is cool looking and way different from what we normally get. He is definitely a new body mold. Like, looking at him, he makes me think of a TMNT with the overall body design and just his design period. But you get a pit bull. How often do you get a pit bull? That's cool. And here's this stuff right here, and I want to open it. All right, just like a lot of these pet sets, Road Pig is he's the full total package. The only thing awkward about him, and I had to look up the original figure to see what it came with, it was just him by himself. His name is Road Pig. He looks like something off of Mad Max. Like, he looks definitely like a biker gang type guy. It's funny that they paired him with a pit bull instead of a bike. But I do think it's cool that we get a pit bull. You don't get a lot of posable pit bulls. But outside of that little nitpick that I wanted to bring up, he comes with everything you need. Here's his meat hook right here, which is painted right there in the center. And it does look like the spike tip is painted, but I don't know, that could be reflection of light, to be honest with you. Of course, you can do a bunch of vile things with that, but right now he's just strangling this Joe out. Here we have a cinder block on a pole right here, which is painted brown, gunmetal-y. This does swivel right here, so I'm imagining you could unpeg this. But yeah, nicely detailed. Once again, vicious things. Nicely detailed hammer. Both of these have like rigid handles. They're not made out of gummy plastic, so it shouldn't be drooping and whatnot. There are tons of figures I've owned that have handles like this, and you come back after having your figure posed for a while and it's just drooping. But nicely sculpted pig thing, nicely painted. It looks like, I don't know if this actual staff holding part is painted, but this is painted, and this whole thing right here is nicely painted. Nicely detailed. And look at that. Why just have one insanely crazy weapon when you can have two? He has two fists so he can settle disagreements with his co-workers. Like you do. He has this base head sculpt right here, where his hair is actually dyed red right there. And he has a cut over his nose. This face sculpt, I don't know. Kinda looks more cartoony than what I'm used to with these figures, but a ton of these figures do look cartoony, because Big Boa definitely looks cartoony. But you got that. This comes off very easy. I had never tried that, to be honest. And then you got this one when you don't want him to have that expression. So now he's like either happy or yelling. It looks like both, to be honest. Yeah. But yeah. Then you also have this option. Is like crazy biker helmet head. Come on. I'm gonna have to do this one off camera. It doesn't give you that satisfying pop sound, but here he is looking absolutely berserker crazy. And definitely, I was already feeling like he could fit in with TMNT, but with something like this, he really looks like a big boa. And I don't know if this actual staff holding part is painted. But with something like this, You could definitely do that. But you got that option. While he has on this mask, I figured I'd have him on the bike right here. Or this MEZCO 1/12 scale bike. He does look humongous on it, to be honest. Now, I don't know where. I do have the Punisher's bike, which may be more in scale with him, but I don't know where that is right now. He also has this shield that says, "Good luck with this pig" on there. We've seen this shield several times, starting with Shockwave, I believe. It does still have the same handles or clips right there. Now, his arms are significantly bigger than Shockwave, so clip that onto his arm at your own risk. I have his arm kind of sideways where it's like thinner, but you can in fact clip that on. And one thing I'm noticing is this right here. The grip is loose when he's holding these heavy ass weapons. But there's that. And I have one more thing to show off as far as accessories, but let's do this while I have on this head. I can get him to look down that much and get him to look up about that much. You can't really see the eyes, so it doesn't even matter. You still get side tilts because this material right here, that's supposed to be like a cloth or something, that is very pliable, to be honest. These spikes are pliable as well, all of them. Last thing to show off is this mask. They kept showing it near Rawkus the dog, so I thought it was like a muzzle, but it's really just a mask for his face, which you can put his head down into like this and pull the top strap above the ears right there to get that on. So now it's on the face like that. So now he can have a look going on like this. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, the other face with the mouth covered, it's not too big a difference, but it still fits over the same way. But the eyes with the mask on, you can't really tell what his facial expression is. It doesn't even matter. That's basically what the other head looks like. But let's get into Rawkus. Rawkus, here he is with his angry face. He does have a scar over his eye, so he does share something with Timber right there. And I'm gonna have to get Junkyard so I can see if their bodies are actually the same. The fur is darker right here on the back of his neck, and you see he has the white fur right here. And they did paint the little pads down there, which is cool. And they painted some white down here. He has this collar. But yeah, I haven't messed with Junkyard to see if anything is different right there. But same articulation. The neck can look up a lot, to be honest with you. You can look down about that much. Side tilts, you can rotate that much in. Same thing on the other side. I popped his head off. The head can rotate, the neck can rotate right there, plus the head can rotate independently, and it can go up and down independently. You get torso bend right here. You get wag right there. The legs can come forward and all the way around, to be honest. They can go back about that much. This can come forward that much if you force it and swivel. Get bend here, bend back. You get another bend on the actual ankle, forward on the ankle, and you get rotation like ankle pivot. Back here, the leg goes all the way back and around. Can come forward. One of these knees was fused on me. I had to heat that up a lot. This can come forward. That can do the same as the front paw. Rotate, and yeah. And I was able to get him in in a scratch the ear pose. And I was able to get him in a seated pose. I don't think, for whatever reason, like Timber and Junkyard, it felt like much more difficult, where I didn't try it this way. Of course, this can come off if you want to. You can take the collar off, but I'll leave that on. Can put this head on. This is the more like less angry face right here, but he still looks kinda mean. And let's look. There's so much like detail and sculpting up here in the mouth, where it almost looks like the mouth opens. He still has the scar right there. Let's let you see the difference. The ears, the ears don't change too much. These are very much the same mold. What made me think things might have been a little bit different is this harness. That harness pretty much is stuck there unless you pop his body apart, which I am not doing. But their tails are identical. Legs and musculature identical. The butt sculpt is identical. The difference is the head. They even have on the same collar, to be honest. The cool thing is a lot of these animal buddies are actually different. So this wolf Timber is bigger than these two and has different fur because it's a wolf. And even different from Nagahide's warthog right here, whose name I am forgetting. I have not reviewed Nagahide yet. I don't know why. I've had the thing forever. I need to review him and Torch. So yeah. And I'm not getting all my animals. Here they are both together before I get into Real Pig's details. Alright, other details on this guy besides his face, which I already showed. Once you look close at this vest right here, you can tell that this is like armor for football gear. But of course modified to him. Sort of like the Road Warriors did, I think that's what they're called in wrestling. We got these tattoos right here. You got that. Which honestly, I can barely read what that says. In fact, I can't read what that says. It's like driving me up the wall, even zoomed in right now. But as you can see, look at that detail. Belly button, and they did sculpt in nipples. That's something they haven't been doing on action figures. But on G.I. Joe, I think all of them that are shirtless do have some semblance of nipples. If that's important to anybody. Look at that. Realistic sculpting right there on the back. That's good. You see his belt is nicely painted. In fact, what I'm seeing with my own eyes looks better than it. Almost looks like it's like real metal with my naked eyes. We got the sculpting right here and paint and detail right there on the belt. I didn't go into it, but here is his pretend long range weapon right there. He does have a crossbow in his arm, like I think Scarlet. Does Scarlet have one of those? He has arrows right here that aren't removable, and I believe these are more arrows right there in the arm. So he is well armed. Got this nicely painted hog right there, and here are the boots and the back of the legs. And look at how that straps around right there. So it's almost like, I don't know, he's a crazy butcher biker. And here's the skull detail. Articulation, same thing as always. Dumbbell joint at the top, ball at the base. So you can come down that much, you can look up that much before you start using his back. You can tilt to the side and whatnot and rotate. The torso is actually rather limited. it basically doesn't come forward. I mean, it does. Let's see. Yeah, it comes forward, but then it instantly goes back. But you can go back. Rotate. You can rotate here. Like, yeah, you don't really get much forward at all. And let's let you see. If you keep going back that far, you can see a little bit of a gap. So I may go in and cut up in there. I don't know. You do get butterfly joints. Arm crunches in that much. Swivels. Goes out to the side more than 90. Bicep rotation. Elbow bends. That much with the double jointed. Even though he has big arms. Hands rotate. And both hands, fist and grippy hands, have the vertical hinge that goes down and not really up. Drop down hip still. Can kick back. Is this hard? No, it's still soft a little bit, but not as much as some of the others. With the drop down hip, let's see. He doesn't really kick up more than 90. In fact, yeah, that leg over here is barely going 90 because of the belt thing right there, but you can move that out the way. But as you can see, we can get it 90. You can go out to the side almost all the way. Thigh rotation. This knee right here, that joint right there, it's not crazy loose, but it's looser than I would like. And it can bend that much. You still have boot swivel. The boots go back, and this ankle is looser than I would like as well. And it can go forward. There we go. Ankle pivot. Bottom of the feet. Alright, here he is next to Grunt, who is like a standard Joe size. And Nagahide is using the roadblock / gung ho body. So that's a really tall body. And he's slightly a hair taller. There's action for Bone Collector. Let me take this off so you can actually see his actual head. So there he is. Here's a female body and Big Boa. And Big Boa is tall. But he doesn't look like he's tall as the roadblock body. Maybe he is taller. So I don't know. My table, doing size comparisons, and this is bad, depending on what side I put the characters on, heights change, which is aggravating. In fact, let's just move over here and do that all over again. I'm gonna put him right here next to Nagahide. Nagahide is kind of even shorter, to be honest. And let's put him right here. So yeah, I'm gonna have to learn to move my stuff over. He's still only like a little bit taller, but yeah, the size is different now that I moved them over to this side of the table. All right, end of the day, Rawkus, cool. These animals are way better than I'd ever imagined they would ever be, because they're usually cheap out when it comes to animals, but they try to go all out with the animals with G.I. Joe and just any other 6-inch Hasbro line nowadays for the most part. The only thing I guess they'll need to do eventually is stop putting actual pins. Just let's have the invisible pins or inside or pinless as they call it. But as far as him himself, Road Pig, he is cool. Like all the variation you can do. It's like you could have yours displayed one way, then you go to a friend's house and see that they have him displayed a complete different way because he has like 5 different head options. Then he has 3 different weapons plus the shield and whatnot. So there's a lot of variation with him. The only thing sucks is that torso articulation is kind of limited. I know they'll blame it on him being portly, but yeah, he could have crunched forward a little bit more than he can, because he basically can't crunch forward at all. And with my specific figure tolerances, like I said, The ankle is a little tiny bit loose. It's not crazy loose, because you can see I can still pose them. But the wrists are even way looser, especially while you're holding weapons like that. And even though he doesn't come with a gun, it is cool that you do have that crossbow option on the arm, so you can still have him aiming that at somebody if you wanted to. And I like that they gave him fist. So the fist, the different heads, and the different weapons, this guy is definitely the total package. This is what I have been asking for years, and we have been getting it, so I'm not gonna act like we haven't been getting stuff like this. Yeah, like being able to get one character to do so much because of the accessories that are included and the articulation is great, and I like it. Anywho, I got this on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description for where you can hopefully get it on Amazon too. This thing is kind of expensive, so stuff like that typically doesn't sell out quick. And he's also been being able to be found at Target right now, and they have sales left and right, especially with Christmas coming. So there's that. But anything you purchase after you click my Amazon link goes towards helping me out, as long as you get that item and don't return it. Thank you for watching this. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here.
Figure action.
Join the Syndicate Toy Hunters Facebook group. Link in the description.
Click the videos. Click the videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these videos. Click the videos. Click those videos, baby. Click the videos. You really should click those videos.